Hi, this is Elijah Bascom. For question one, you want us to formulate a visual map of finance, production, and marketing of an ice cream company. So I basically just drew this. I know it's hard to see, but the first I did finance. You want to finance the dairy products, building location, employees, and promoting the shop. For production, we'll be producing 3 flavors. The 3 flavors include vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry. After reading the question, it said that the production only allows 3 types of flavors. And for the marketing function, you have to buy the dairy, selling the ice cream, transporting the ice cream in a safe manner, and proper storage to keep the ice cream sellable. And if the company starts selling yogurts, yes, it would attract more customers because it's giving the customers more to choose from. Say some people don't like ice cream, they can instead get a frozen yogurt. A good structure is for management to only focus on the financial problems, while the lower levels can give the ideas. So that would be like the best way to handle this. So the higher ups can focus on making money, while the lower levels can be the more creative people to give ideas for the higher ups to expand on the business. And for the last part, it's very difficult depending on the location because most people don't want to buy ice cream in a cold area. Most people buy ice cream when it's hot outside, not when it's cold. So, and for question 2, how does the matrix structure violate the Weber bureaucratic principles? What the matrix structure is a collaborative effort between a company, and this allows for the people to be creative and give their inputs, while the Weber bureaucratic theory is when all tasks are divided by the employees, meaning all the tasks, each employee has the same job. And the reason why the matrix violates the Weber bureaucratic theory is because in Weber's theory, everyone has one specific task and job, while with the matrix one, you can have multiple tasks. And me, preferably, I prefer the matrix as an employee because I could do different kinds of jobs and I can be more creative. And the bosses, when I have multiple bosses, it's better because I feel less pressure rather when there's one, because when there's one, you look at them as a really high up. I feel like when you have multiple bosses, it spreads, if that makes any sense. For question 3, list the advantages and disadvantages for each of these structures. For functional structures, the advantages are specializations, the operation speed, and clarity. The disadvantages are segregation and lack of coordination. For divisional structures, the advantages are a common goal, and the disadvantage is sometimes there's office politics and division. For matrix, the advantages are creative ideas and better communication. The disadvantages is that it's a little bit more complex. And for networking, the advantage is that they're open to change and it's very versatile, while the disadvantage is redundancy. And for number 4, it's not a good job to focus on the food rather more than the function when opening a restaurant. If you do this, you can lack leadership, which is very important for a business. And yes, it will be inefficient because we need multiple cooks and types of staffs. Those staffs include waiters, cleaners, etc. And what might happen is your expenses might go to the wrong things, such as food quality rather than building expenses. Even though food quality is very important, the building expenses are a little bit more important when opening up a restaurant. Restaurants need a comfortable environment for their customers, and the dining experience may lack and underperform, which isn't good for a restaurant. For chapter 7, you told us to look at Ben & Jerry's website to find their current projects, and one of the projects I found is their future plans include reducing dairy greenhouse gas emissions and to fight climate change. Their plan is to gather U.S. and European researchers to research these gases. Their 3 focuses are on eccentric emissions, manure, and feeding crops. and they're trying to do this to help reduce climate change. And for number 2, you told us to look up a socially responsible company. The company I found was Spectrum. It's a nonprofit organization that employs people on the autism spectrum. It says that 75% of its workers are New Yorkers with disabilities, and the company has a great message and idea, and it's considered a socially responsible organization. And for number 3, basically a social responsible company is a company that takes initiative for the environment and the people, and it's usually very ethical. Sometimes they could be nonprofit, like my last example, and their main goal is to be ethical and push forward a good message. Thanks.